and welcome along to the ProjectCars2 Virtual Racing League, where today we are joining the PS4 group as they continue their battles in the Ginetta Junior Championship that we're running. And today it's round 4 at Monza, so you can expect plenty of slipstreaming action, hard braking as well, good overtaking manoeuvres we're hopefully looking forward to, and as ever, a very close field. It's been extremely close so far in this championship, although maybe the championship standards wouldn't reflect that quite, as there is one runaway driver so far, and that is Monty. He has absolutely stormed 3 race wins in a row so far. Can anyone stop him today? Stuart Davis has got close on occasion, but the midfield is extremely tight. So you can see the calendar there. Monza short circuit we're running today in these Ginettas, so it might be topping out on the straight. We'll have to wait and see what happens there, but like I was saying, Monty 30 points out of 30 there, Stuart on 20, Alex Brown heading the midfield battle there. We're only 3 points behind Stuart, so it's all to play for still for second place at the moment, but be interested to see if anyone can catch Monty today, won't it? Dan Holloway as well in the mix with Delboy, Welsh Taff, Pixie and Matt at the back there. Let's have a look at the highlights from Cadwell Park last time out. Quite a round 3, wasn't it, at Cadwell Park, as you could see there. Good to remind ourselves of that. Anyway, it's the championship leader Monty starting on pole position today. Let's see if he can make it 4 wins from 4, and it'll be 5 wins in a row actually, stretching back to the last championship if he does do that. Stuart on second, there's closest rival. Dan Holloway, Stuart's arch nemesis from round 3, starts right alongside him, right behind him actually. And then Delboy, Welsh Taff, Alex Brown didn't get such a good qualifying, but like he says, qualifying's for practice in his words. Pixie there in 7th, just ahead of Matt's there, and an excellent battle too. And Pixie actually not too far off the pace of Alex Brown in qualifying, so it'll be interesting to see if he can take Alex. Those two have a bit of history, so let's see how they get on here today. We're on the starting grid now, waiting for the lights to go out at round 4. And we go here at Monza short circuit in the Ginetta Juniors, and it's Stuart Davis now and Monty MC Momo battling away at the front, followed by Dan Holloway, Welsh Taff, and Alex Brown, Delboy, and down the inside, slam, massive crash, and his bonnet, and I think Dan Holloway's car has completely lost all of its bodywork in that incident. It looked like he stuck his nose on the inside. And that's Monty Round, the championship leader. He's spun into the wall. I think he was involved in the turn 1 chaos as well, and he's coming out of turn 1, he's in more chaos, and he's down in last now. He's got all to do as Stuart Davis leads the field away on the back straight coming up to Parabolica. He's being chased hard by Alex Brown in the red car there. Welsh Taff is up to 3rd, Delboy there 4th. Matt has made an excellent start to 5th, taking a full advantage of the carnage. Now pulling alongside is Dan Holloway, his very second-hand vehicle. Sideways through Parabolica. Matt's on the outside somewhere, is he? Where is he? There he is, in the rear view mirror now, and he looks like he's got a great run here on Dan Holloway, but Dan's caused absolute carnage in the first lap here. Picking up from where he left off last time, but excellent racing now, going side by side. Let's see what happens here. Dan's got the inside line, Matt's got the outside line. Who's going to brake later? As Dan's car certainly will be a bit lighter and a little bit less aerodynamic by the looks of it too. Matt's going to try and stick it round the outside, and look at the carnage in turn 1, Alex.
Yeah, it's like a Ginetta parts department in that first corner after all that contact. So I don't think anyone got unscathed besides Stu as championship leaders down in 8th, but that's a great start from Stu. He really hooked it up lovely to get into the first corner first, and now it's an absolute train going down the back straighters. It looks like Pixie having a look on Matt down the inside. Oh, he's outbraked himself and he's wide. That could let Monty through as well, but he's keeping his foot in, but that's not ideal.
Yeah, it's very easy to do that, and as soon as you go wide there, a parabolica, the way the track curves away from you is just cruel, isn't it? You can see Pixie there, he was trying to come back to the track, and it looked like the track was running away from him. Eventually he did get back on, but like you say, Monty now, making up lost ground, did get past him. Riding on board with Matt now, I think, yes, there is Matt with Monty in the background. You might notice that Monty's car's a little bit of different colour in this race to normal. I'm not quite sure why that is, Alex.
It could be just picked the wrong livery in the build-up, but someone around.
What's that?
That looks like Welsh Taff. He's usually in the other white car, so he's around. Oh, bit of a dangerous re-entry there, right in front of the 3 drivers towards the rear of the field. Luckily, no one hit him, but he's still with the pack, which is good. We'll have to hopefully get a replay to see what happened.
Oh, this is a start, so this will be interesting, Alex. What on earth happens here? It happened so quickly, I couldn't really talk myself through it.
Yeah, it looks like Delboy got bogged down, so did Monty, so they had poor start. Everyone else had good starts. Oh, it looks like Monty cut across just to cover Dan, and that just caused a chain reaction, which involved everyone. You see Monty trying to cover Dan, and wasn't enough room there with the concrete wall there. That spanned Monty, and it's just caused all sorts of chaos as Alex goes into him. So Welsh Taff as everyone, as Pixie gets mounted by Dan's Ginetta there. And then, Monty got hit again by Pixie.
That's what happened to him. I was wondering how he had a second accident coming out of there, because it wasn't even a corner that bit, and this is Welsh Taff. We just saw, wasn't it, in the wall there, going wide. It looks like... is that Delboy in the blue car going through? He nearly followed him into the wall, but looks, so you can see his car drifted over, but avoided it. And then as he recovers, I think he narrowly avoids a couple of other cars, doesn't he? But anyway, it was a very interesting start. Pretty much all the cars, apart from Stewart, were involved in that first corner accident, weren't they? But Stewart now has opened a 5-second lead over Alex Brown's car there in second position. He's being chased hard by Delboy. And then after that, it's Dan Holloway in fourth in the green car. He's actually catching Del by the looks of it, Delboy, for third position, the final podium spot. Be interested to see if he can catch him. He's got some good pace, hasn't he, Alex?
Yeah, really good pace. I don't think Delboy did very well in the last couple of rounds, so it's nice to see him up in the podium spots. But Matt's doing very well in sixth. He's battling away with his main rival Pixie there. Alex is in second, so excellent for him. He'll be scoring a bucket load of points against his nearest rival. But Stu hasn't got too far away. It's 6 seconds, but with the way the slipstream works, that can come down at any moment.
Certainly can. And how far back do you need to be in the slipstream here, as Pixie now goes for a move on Matt? And it looks like he's going to... Pixie down the inside, hard on the brakes now. He tried this before, didn't he? He ran wide. Is he going to make it stick this time? It looks like he has. Yes, he has. And Matt now cedes that position to Pixie. Pixie is up into 6th. So let's see how far he can get. He's been going all right. But yeah, what do you make of this then? Stuart Davis pulling away from Alex. And of course, those two up front there, they're going to be very pleased to see Monty down there in 5th at the moment, and hoping that Dan Holloway and Delboy can keep him back. I mean, Dan was a bit of a moving roadblock, wasn't he, in the last one?
Yeah, you see there's no action for that first corner incident from the race steward. That's Alex wide in the background on the grass. You won't want to do that. But yeah, I think Stu would be happy with Monty so far back now. But I think he's led the most laps without actually winning a race in this series, so he'll want to seriously get his first win and really put pressure on Monty, especially with the way this race is going so far.
Yeah, you would have thought so. But yeah, they've got to make a pit stop, let's not forget, in this race, as ever. So a mandatory pit stop. It's quite a long pit lane here, isn't it, Alex? So it could cost the drivers quite a bit. They're going to have to think hard about when they want to come in. But you can see these drivers now, they don't want to be out of that slipstream because you can gain time, of course. They're not quite hitting the rev limiter, I don't think, on the straight, are they?
No, it's not quite using the full straight, so there should be alright in these little G40 Junior cars. It looks like Del Boy there was just trying to get out the slipstream, well, get Dan out of his slipstream, come out there, just janking right, try and break the toes ready, but that can put you offline for this corner, which is quite tricky. As you see Pick Z going wide now. Yeah, won't want to copy Welsh Taff going out there. He's back on the grass, two-wheeling. It's a great little battle there for 6th, 7th and 8th.
Certainly is, Alex, and look at this now, onboard action here, onboard Matt there, he's looking across at Welsh Taff. Welsh Taff says, I'm going to get you around the outside of Parabolica if I can. Ooh. Oh, he doesn't, they make contacts, they trade points in Parabolica, one of the fastest points on the circuit. Yes. And where on earth where's he gone? There he is, Welsh Taff. I thought he'd gone to the next country or something there, but no, he's back on. I thought he ended up at Imola or something. But no, he's back on now. He's in 8th position and he's still in that slipstream. But you can see there, Matt was having none of that, was he? He's like, no, I'm not going to let you through on the outside of Parabolica. Have that. And he stays in 7th. But this has allowed Pixie just to get away ever so slightly. It's still a close gap. But now we cut to the action here for, what's this now? 3rd, 4th and 5th by the looks of it. Having an absolute scrap, aren't they? And you can see there Stewart in the foreground just running away from all the mines and carnage that's going on in the background. And look at that now. That's Monty. Look, he's trying to get both of them on the inside. Is he? And there's Dan Holloway. There's Del Boy on the outside. Monty's down the inside. He's going to get 2 in 1 here. I think he is. And it's a special offer deal as he gets 2 for 1 in Parabolica. But now Dan's coming back at him. And he's got the inside line now coming onto the straight. And you can see there Del Boy in the background. Being absolute mugs. But he's trying to stay in the slipstream now and hoping that something happens in front. Dan Holloway's still got back in the lead here, and now Monty's trying to get him on the outside. It looks like trying to wrong foot Dan as they go down the straight now over the start-finish line. And you can see Del Boy there like a shark in the background waiting to see what happens. And staying on the inside there goes Dan. Monty's around the outside, but is he going to get the inside line for the next bit? He is, but now Dan's going to try and cut back. Is he going to go for it? Oh, it's very tight coming onto the back straight. I think Monty's got it, but they're still side by side, Alex.
Yeah, you'd think he'd, unless he's really long side him, he'd be tucking back behind him, but I think he's just ahead, it looks like. But if Del Boy's smart, he'll use both their slipstreams, but Dan's wise that, and he's pulled right over to the right, so Del Boy doesn't get an advantage. No, he's on the side. He doesn't want to outbrake himself, but if he's just got it right. But that's allowed Monty to have a really good run on him, and Del Boy will just follow him through with the slipstream, which it looks like he's trying to do.
Yeah, they're just hunting for that slipstream, aren't they? You can see there, Dan, look, he's trying to bully Del Boy off the track there, saying, I want this slipstream. And Monty's like, I'd rather both of you not have it. But look at this, 3 abreast now. And you've got Dan on the outside there, Monty on the inside, with Del Boy sandwiching them. Oh, he's outbraked himself. Del Boy's outbraked himself, and he hits the barrier slightly. He's lost momentum now. And this is Dan and Monty still battling away. This has been going on side by side pretty much for over a whole lap now. Incredible action here at Monza Short Circuit. You can see how the circuit here really plays to the strengths of these cars and the close racing that it promotes. And on board from Dan Holloway, this is a replay now, Alex. And what happens here?
Yeah, it's going 3 wide there. You can see Dan was just trying to squeeze him out, but thought better of it. He breaks the earliest. Looks like Del Boy tried to break that bit later, go around the outside, but in the end he strips a barrier. But with all this battling, even you'd think it'd hold them up, but they're actually catching Alex in second quite nicely too.
Yeah, it's a good point. Look, Alex, he's just swerving. He's saying, oh, get out of my slipstream. But they're catching him now, and he's in trouble now because he's really lost any slipstream hope from Stewart. Stewart's absolutely checked out in this race. He's miles in front, and Alex really is under pressure now. You can see him going wide in Parabolica as the never-ending battle of Dan Holloway versus Monty is still going on, with Del Boy still in the mix. Is Stewart in the pits? No, he's not. Look, he disappeared from the timing screen there, but he's back on now. But yeah, this 3-way battle has now become a 4-way battle, hasn't it?
Yeah, and you see they're fighting for Alex's slipstream. Will Dan risk braking late? It looks like he's on the inside. He might just push Monty wide, which he does a bit. That's going to have Del Boy back into the fray. They're going wide. Dan should have the advantage for the inside of this corner, but around the outside, that was a great move by Monty. And now Delboy's probably going to try and latch onto that slipstream. Dan falls across because he wants it, and it's just another train going down the back straight as Dan trying to defend but also trying to keep with the front guys. It's mayhem at the moment.
It is. It's absolutely fantastic racing. I hope this continues and they don't take each other out, because it's really enjoyable to watch this four-way scrap going on here between pretty much all the drivers in the midfield battle at the moment, for third place down to fourth, fifth, sixth. And yeah, look at this now as we go over the start-finish straight once again here. Lap 11, it will be lap 12. And it looks like we're going to go 3 abreast once again, maybe, or at least 2 by 2. And it's Monty got third there on the inside, and then Alex there on the outside, and hard on the brakes now. Dan's lurking in the inside. Oh, he's made contact with Monty. Monty's round. Dan makes contact with Monty. Monty is in the barrier, facing the wrong way. He's reversing now, but he's getting going again. Oh, he's lost so much time, Monty. Oh, he's had such a bad start to this race, and he recovered really well there to be battling for second position in this race, and now he's all the way back down in fifth. What a shame.
Yeah, hopefully this shows what happened. He's looking on the inside of Alex. Dan's on the inside of us. He just goes wide. Dan gets a load of momentum, and I think he's quite surprised just by how slow Monty is going through that corner. You just see the closing speed is massive between the two, and he just tags the rear quarter of Monty, and away he goes. So we're really unfortunate. He might get looked at by the stewards on that one.
Yeah, I think quite possibly. And Dan, is that Dan slowing down, waiting for Monty? It looks like he might be, you know. And Monty now is almost back in the clutches there of Pixie and Welsh Taff and Matt, who are still battling away. Let's not forget, whilst we've been watching this other battle, there is another one going on. And yeah, I think Dan here is just waiting for Monty to pass. So there's very good sportsmanship behaviour going on there from Dan, but unfortunately now for the spectators' point of view and the commentators' point of view, it's a four-way battle. It's been reduced to a two-way battle, but at least these two now should give us some good entertainment still. Monty looks like he's got some serious pace though when he's in clear air.
Yeah, I think Dan's being wise there. Instead of getting a penalty of points or a time penalty, he's just backed off, let Monty through, and that will should alleviate it. But back to where we were with Alex second, Delboy third. So hopefully these two can have a little battle. But Delboy's a bit slow on that last lap, maybe because of what happened. And now we see Matt in 8th place, chasing Welsh Taff. Welsh Taff's gotten away from him a bit, so he'd be out the slipstream at the moment. So like Stu, might be having a bit of a lonely race there.
I tell you, someone who will be really glad and relieved about all of this is Alex Brown up there in second. He had an absolute pack of wolves chasing him, didn't he, a few laps ago? And now he's only got Delboy to contend with at the moment anyway. Still a long way to go in this race, let's not forget. Probably only halfway or so in this race at the moment. So yeah, Alex will be relieved by that as we're looking at
Stu's
Stu
off.
now. Oh, Stu's off. He's in the barrier. The race leader there made a little mistake. He's probably wondering where everyone else was and missed his braking spot, Alex. Easy to do, I guess, when you're out in front with no one to race.
Yeah, he's probably on Facebook on his phone wondering where everyone was and just outbraked himself. But you got to keep concentration even if you're not battling and way out ahead, because a silly mistake like that can cost you. And talking of mistakes, that's Welsh Taff in the back of Pixie. Just a little scrape, so he gets away with that. But yeah, it's all getting a bit leery out there at the moment.
Yeah, these high speeds is going to the driver's head. So let's have a look what happens here to Stu. I think,
lock up.
To be honest, it wasn't that dramatic. Yeah, just a little bit of a lock up and yeah, just understeered, didn't it? Too much speed, basically. Maybe too late on the brakes. Maybe he was braking for the chicane rather than Monza short term.
Yeah, he must have given those marshals a fright.
Yeah, probably. Quite possibly there. But anyway, he hasn't really done too much damage. He's still 9 seconds in the lead from Alex Brown there in second. But it's very close now. We've got a little race summary. Alex Brown versus Delboy for second and third in this race. Monty and Tumomo's recovered to fourth still. Still pretty good going from Monty, despite the carnage he's been involved with. Dan Holloway in fifth. He's battling away. He's trying to stay with Monty. Pixie and Welsh Taff are having a great battle as we're looking at that now. Pixie's done an absolute excellent job of holding up Welsh Taff, but Welsh Taff has just got through into Parabolica, hasn't he, Alex? And now Pixie's coming back at him. He's in the slipstream. Welsh Taff will obviously know he's there because Pixie's got an extremely bright yellow car, and Pixie's lining him up now. Is he going to go for do or die move on the brakes. Let's have a look. Rising on
He
board.
brakes late.
Oh, he's getting close to him. Not quite.
He does brake late, but he's out-braked himself a few times now, so he's just, you have to imagine he's been a bit cautious, but that's just letting Welsh Taff get away a bit. Usually it's slow in, fast out is the best way to take a corner, but sometimes just braking a bit later does help. But it looks like it's 2x2x2 in the battles currently, with Matt on his own at the back, but he is closing up slowly.
Yeah, you got Stuart in the front by himself, Matt at the back by himself, although he is closing the gap slightly, like you say. And then in the middle there's just battles all the way through. 5-second time penalty for Dan, Alex, causing a collision.
Yeah, his plan didn't work, just letting him back through. You thought it might have helped us. Oh, Alex goes wide, and that's allowing Delboy through, and they touch, and now that's Delboy around. Oh, that's quite poor there from Alex. He should have given him room, but that's now going to let Monty. Oh, that's Monty. He's past Dan, so Monty will be getting into third place now. So he's actually caught a bit of luck there.
Yeah, despite what's happened to him, he's actually back up in third. He's just such a consistent driver, isn't he, Monty? And we've seen it throughout this championship so far. That's why he's won 3 out of 3 wins. And it looks like he's going to end that streak today, unless he has an absolutely storming drive to catch up 13 seconds and try and resist this chasing pack. They're all over the back of him. Very hard to shake a car which is in your slipstream at Monza, isn't it? It's very difficult indeed to do that. And you can see now you got Delboy and Dan Holloway all over the back, still battling away, and it's pretty much as you were a few laps ago now, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, except for Alex out ahead, but great view here of Monty and Delboy's battle. Delboy's put his car quite nice to the right, so that gains an advantage into the first corner if he just brakes a bit later. But Dan's heavy on the brakes there, he might have outbraked himself. Alex Brown is under investigation for that spin on Delboy that's put him back to 4th, so you can imagine that's going to be a penalty. But yeah, that's a great move from Monty staying 3rd, but now here comes the slipstream game.
I have to say, I held my breath when I was riding on board there with Dan and he braked. I was like, surely he's going to go in the back here of someone. I don't know how he managed to avoid those cars in front. Excellent bit of skill there from Dan Holloway. And the battle resumes. Through Parabolica they go, waiting for the slipstream once again. And yeah, you got that long straight, haven't you? Start-finish straight and the back straight as well. With no really slow corners apart from turn 1. But even that, you're still lining up for the turn 2 and 3 after that. So it's a sort of circuit where you just got straights and then the corners, you're just thinking about the corners after to maximise, aren't you? So that's what promotes great racing. We saw it as well in the Clios, in the Xbox, when we ran the Clios here, as Monty now defending hard once again from the chasing pack. Oh,
yeah, little Dan's so fast in that first corner. He's really got his braking down, and he's got the inside line now on Delboy, so that's going to hook him up nicely here as he goes through. Delboy being quite nice, but he knows he'll get the slipstream. Like you said, it's quite a simple short layout. There's just 2 straights and 3 corners, really 4 corners, but you have to concentrate so hard on your braking points, the cars around you, the slipstream, where you are at all times. It's quite hard, really. It's harder than you'd expect.
Yeah, very intense as well when you've got cars all the way around you like this too. So yeah, the drivers really are working hard here. Make no doubt about it. They're really, they're loving it. Obviously, it's clear to see they're having a lot of fun. But yeah, they're really working hard here, and you can see now Dan Holloway once again. They're constantly side by side fighting with each other, and it will almost be a case of who's behind going into the last lap, won't it? And get that slipstream.
Yeah, and no action on Alex and Delboy's incident, which is quite surprising because from our view it looked like Alex just spanning around. So maybe they got a different replay and saw something different. But Alex is in the clear, so he's still in 2nd place. But it looks like it might be happening. What happened earlier is that they're catching him up again. But Alex did put a fast lap the last lap with a 102 compared to a 103. But the slipstream sort of pulls you forward, makes you faster. So they could still catch Alex for 2nd at this rate.
Interestingly, yeah, right there, Alex. But interestingly, Alex is actually catching Stuart ever so slightly. He was around 9 seconds behind. Now he's down to just under 8 seconds behind. So that's quite interesting. I don't know if Stewart stepped off the accelerator a little bit, just coasting a bit more now, making sure he didn't make mistakes, trying to get it to the end of the race. Not sure. But you'd have to imagine he's still going for it, because once you get in a slipstream, as these three have proved here, you can easily be caught, and Alex has got experience of that. He doesn't want to have that happen again, does he? He's really pushing hard, although he's losing a bit of consistency. It's 103.5 the last time round, but now here we go again. Look, between Dan Holloway and Del Boy, as Monty runs a little bit wide coming on the straight there. It'll be interesting to see if that disadvantages his exit there, coming onto this back straight. And side by side, Dan Holloway and Del Boy. Looking at Dan now. Del Boy is, yeah, look, there he is. He's closing, he's pulling alongside Dan, and he says, I'm going to have you into Parabolica, Dan, if you're not careful. Dan's thinking, shall I go around the outside or do the cut back? And he goes, I'll do the cut back, thanks. And see if he gets back on the inside, and that's a perfect example of how that works, isn't it, Al?
Yeah, you have to be careful though, that turn the steering wheel too hard and move the vehicle weight around too fast, and you can go around, but Dan's really good there, and he's got the better line. But in all this battling, these two, they're losing Monty currently, and Monty's sort of breaking the toe.
Yeah, hard on the brakes now. Dan Holloway down the inside of Del Boy. Del Boy sticking it around the outside again. And it's just incredible. I mean, it's basically a replay almost every lap, isn't it? But it's still extremely exciting to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of like the last round at Cadwell with Alex and Dan, where Alex was desperately trying to get past him, where he had the slipstream into the first corner but couldn't quite do it. And it's almost a replay of that, as well as the rest of the laps here as Pixie goes wide. But it definitely looks like Monty's catching Alex, so Monty could even get second. And these two won't want to lose him, because that's an extra bit of slipstream to get them going. But these two battling is not going to help.
Certainly, it looks like Dan got a bit spooked going into Parabolic there. I don't know if Del Boy moved his car ever so slightly or whatever, but Dan definitely jolted to the inside very quickly, and that's disadvantaged his exit this time. So Del Boy's got the inside line this time round, as opposed to the other couple of laps. And he brakes very early for that one, and Dan just takes a normal racing line, quite interestingly. So Del Boy thought, I'll just back out of this one, I think, maybe hoping Dan would make a mistake, but you can't rely on that, can you? So he's got to go and chase him hard now again as they go onto the back straight here, carrying as much speed as possible. Coming on here, you can see the double toe he might be getting still from Monty just up ahead, quite possibly, only a couple of seconds up the road. But behind him, he's got a massive gap as Del Boy, so in essence, he's got a free hit here, hasn't he? In terms of, well, hopefully not a hit, but he's got a free go here, trying to get past Dan.
Yeah, but I've seen Dan so fast into that first corner, he's got his braking spot on, but Del Boy held a load of speed in that corner. He was right on the back of him, so wow. It seems that was amazing for Del Boy. But it definitely seems first sector is Dan's domain, and then the second bit, like you just see there with Del Boy on board now. He's so fast in that second bit, it sort of just counteracts it. So it's neither here nor there between these two. Do you think they might work together to catch Alex and Monty?
Yeah. And let's not forget there's only a couple of points separating them in the championship too, in that midfield battle. So this will be crucial for the outcome of the championship as to who finishes ahead of the other one. And they've had good battles in the past too, going back through the the Nissans. What was it? The Clio Championship we ran?
Clios, and they also did touring cars as well. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, done quite a few, so they're well familiar with each other and battling. And so you can see Monty trying to get Alex slipstream, and he's weaving it out in the foreground. And now Dan on the inside, but try and put Del Boy out wide again. But Del Boy just carries all that speed. He's gone quite wide, so you have to be careful of that gravel trap. You won't want to go in that. But it's very close. But he might get the advantage of going out wide and coming back in alongside. You'd think he might dive behind Dan, and maybe just slow down a bit, get that slipstream again, just use it in the first corner. But he's in ahead, so he's got that side draft quite nicely, like in NASCAR, where you can just pull ahead of it. But you'll imagine Dan brakes a bit later, he'll be on the inside, yeah, like you see there. But he has that tighter line, so he might lose a bit of speed. So this is going to help Del Boy now. If he gets a nice exit out of this third corner, just touches the grass there, doesn't go wide, so that's lovely. Now he's on the tail of Dan, getting that slipstream into Parabolica.
It definitely looks like he's got the advantage over Dan coming onto that back straight, doesn't it? And also into Parabolica. Dan claws it all back then on the main straight and into turn one, doesn't he? So it's interesting to see that. And like you're saying, they do know each other very well. That's probably why they haven't crashed into each other yet. Don't want to curse it, but have a little replay now of what's this? Oh, this is Alex's incident.
Yeah, see why he didn't get a penalty. Oh, it looks like Delboy just drifted wide to Alex. Alex didn't move at all. So yeah, the stewards are correct on that. Just unfortunate, really, from Delboy. Might have thought he was past him, but just got caught up, and it was enough to put him around.
Yeah, good assessment. I think it was unfortunate for Delboy there, wasn't it? And another centimetre ahead, he would have been fine. But as it is, Alex Brown is in second position. He's a second or so ahead of Monty now. So Monty's really catching Alex. So actually, hand over fifth. Look, 2:02, 1:02.2 the last time round. That's a rapid lap from Monty. He really wants to minimise his points loss here to Stewart, doesn't he? Who's almost certainly going to win this race.
Yeah, you can imagine if he didn't have his incidents, none of them his fault, to be honest, he'd be challenging Stu quite nicely at this stage.
Yeah, and Alex is worried now. You can see him swerving, trying to break that toe a little bit. But yeah, it's a little avail because Monty is coming very fast at Alex here. And I think he's just going to bide his time just a little bit. He won't want to take too long over this because he's run out of time. But he's got through already by the looks of it. He's down the inside now. Alex has run wide, coming out of Parabolica. They're side by side now onto the main straight. So who's going to get to turn one first? Who's going to be bravest on the brakes? Alex has got ambitions of catching Monty in the championship still, let's not forget, so he doesn't want to make it too easy for him, but at the same time, Monty there, the championship leader, he's got more to lose, hasn't he?
Yes, you see Alex had that side draft there, but he tried to brake a bit earlier so he could get the cutback, which he does, and that's lovely. That. Rubbing there, hitting doors. Monty's through now, but Alex won't want that. He'll have to try and stick with him, hopefully get a bit better exits. He goes a bit tighter, which is a bit strange. He should have just let it go wider because he wasn't quite within. Oh, in the background, looks like a mistake by Dan there. And now they're still battling, but Alex now right on the tail of Monty, who goes defensive. Alex will probably go out wide, which he does. Monty's going to cover him off, it looks like. Yeah, Alex close to the grass there. You almost don't want to do that. As he cut back now to Dan and Delboy, who are still fiercely battling. It feels like they battled the whole race, these two. And it looks like Monty had an excellent drive out to the final corner. He's actually pulled quite a few car lengths on Alex there, so really shows where he's getting the speed from.
Yeah, that's a good point. And like you're saying, Dan and Delboy, I mean, yeah, this has been going on for pretty much the whole race, and it's almost like after you, no, after you, no, after you. They're too polite to each other, these racing drivers. But probably gets to crunch time now in the last lap or so, and we could see, hopefully not a crunch, but hopefully some great racing, and we'll see who actually comes out. I don't know who to put my money on that one, to be honest. But I think Monty might have the better of Alex now.
Yeah, it looks like this is the last lap with only a minute and 16 to go. So this last corner could be do or die, really. But as you see, Dan really showing the width of the track there, but Delboy's not going to follow him, but he's probably just going to concentrate, try and get to that final exit as we see Stu go across the line for his first win in the Ginettas.
Yeah, Stuart Davis takes the win here in emphatic style. Fantastic win for Stuart there, took full advantage of Monty's issues, and that will do him very nicely for the championship. Monty comes along. Great recovery drive from Monty after lots of issues in second. Alex Brown in third after a great race too. Sustained a lot of pressure as well. And Dan Holloway just about pips Delboy to the line. That was an absolute cracking race between those two, it has to be said. Welsh Chaff there, after battling his way past Pixie eventually, who did a great job of holding up Welsh Chaff for a long time, actually, has to be said. Welsh Chaff 6th, Pixie 7th. And then we look to Matt, who's going to kind of come across the line there in 8th. That was an amazing race, I have to say.
Yeah, brilliant race. Battles all up through the, well, not the front, as Stu managed to get away and not get involved in that contact first corner, but from 2nd to 8th, there was battles all over the place. It was just a brilliant race, like you said.
Yeah, such a shame there was so many incidents at turn 1, because we could have seen that battle for the lead of the race quite possibly as well. But you have to hand it to Stewart. He absolutely dominated that. Wasn't the outright fastest, but very consistent pace apart from one little incident. Monty there, great comeback drive. Alex Brown, very solid as well. Dan Holloway, Delboy, Welsh Taff, all shaking up the midfield. We'll have to have a look how the table looks after all that. Pixie gets the better of Matt again. It looks like Pixie has got a good run at the moment, finishing ahead of Matt in this championship, and it shows in the point standings as well, 3 points ahead of him. But it's Monty MC Momo, 38 out of a maximum 40 points. He'll be still happy with that, 8 points ahead of Stuart Davis now on 30 points there. Alex Brown falling back from Stuart, he's on 23, but he's got a nice buffer there to Del Boy in 4th on 17 points, and Welsh Taff on 17 as well. Dan Holloway in 16, look how close that is.
Yeah, that's really close. Anything happened, Dan getting ahead of Del Boy there on the last couple of laps really helped him just close that gap, and might be a bit disappointing for Welsh Taff as he was on a good run, but he's still in the mix there, so we'll have to see next time where everyone finishes.
Yeah, the best thing about it all is that we've only done 4 rounds and there's plenty of action still to come, so don't forget to subscribe, and can't wait to see you for the next race.